promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, officials, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. The use of flash photography and noisemakers is strictly prohibited. Profanity, derogatory comments, homophobic remarks, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, team representatives, or fellow spectators will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. Just a quick reminder, coaches and swimmers, at the conclusion of event 46, men's 50-yard breaststroke, there will be a 10-minute break. Additionally, after our 400 freestyle relay, there will be no break, and we will proceed right into our women's 1650-yard freestyle. To begin this morning's prelim session, we will start with event 37, women's 100-yard freestyle. There will be 8 heats.
Good morning and welcome to the WPI Sports and Recreation Center for the 2025 Gompei Invitational. We have made it. We have made it to our final day. This is day 3 of competition. We're starting off with event 37. It's the women's 100-yard freestyle. Alongside Scott Tooker on camera, Avery Brew on production. I am Jeremy Brew from Brew Media Productions. We hope you have enjoyed our broadcast here this weekend. Ivy Joyle in lane 3, Amanda Fagnani in lane 4, Hannah Waldron in 5, Brandy Mercado in 6, and Amelia Cieslik in lane 7. As you can tell, this is the 3rd day, and my voice is reflecting the 3rd day. So going to try and take it a little easier this morning so I still have a voice for tonight. But the show must go on. It's been a fabulous meet here at WPI, as it always is. Looks like Ivy Joyle from Clark is going to be our first winner of the day in lane 3. So nice job by Joyle. She goes a 57.99. Waldron takes 2nd. Fagnani takes 3rd. As we'll probably go rapid fire into our heats here this morning. There are your lane assignments for Heat 2.
Now swimming. In lane 1, Leah Kunis. Lane 2, Haley Zastrowski. Lane 3, Abby Lapoma. Lane 4, Catherine Wade. Lane 5, Merlin Callahan. Lane 6, Michelle Kaminskis. Lane 7, Remy Bailey. Lane 8, Sarah Taranelli. Lane 9, Emily Dussault. And in lane 10, Eva Tully-Giles.
Through the first 50, it's Emily Dussault from Merrimack in lane 9. Leading the way. Again, if you're out there on the live chat, I see we already have over 50 people. And we just started. Jump into the live chat. Say hi. Tell me who you are, where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. Love to give those shout outs over the air. Always nice. Right now, it looks like it's going to be Remy Bailey. Good back half for Remy Bailey here. Can she hold off her teammates Dussault? And she does. Bailey goes a 59.02. Have to fix the graphics here for a second. They got a little crooked, it seems.
Now swimming. In lane 1, Samantha Slater. Lane 2, Alicia Sadaloff. Lane 3, Ala Jaменko. Lane 4, Ipo White. Lane 5, Ava Hapowitz. Lane 6, Liv Schwenger. Lane 7, Morgan McDonough. Lane 8, Neve O'Sullivan. Lane 9, Kylie Nordstrom. And in lane 10, Sophia He.
Looks like lane 6 right now, Liv Schwenger. our leader at the halfway mark, 27.71 for Schwenger. She's getting a challenge up at the top of your screen by Sophia He from Brandeis in lane number 10. Little challenge at the bottom too. Alicia Shadalov from Bentley in lane 2, and Shadalov starting to make a good push here. Will it be Shadalov or Schwenger? And it is Shadalov.
Establishing a new time to beat with the 57.29. It's Alicia Shadalov, heat 4.
So 57.29 becomes our time to beat for the top seed as we move into heat number 4.
Now swimming in lane 1, Kobe Wong. Lane 2, Ellie Dasari. Lane 3, Bertie Olfsen. Lane 4, Sydney Giles. Lane 5, Veronica Fucantuccio. Lane 6, Elena Whitney. Lane 7, Lizzie McCowan. Lane 8, Michelle Wessler. Lane 9, Neela Dalit. And in lane 10, Natalie Norbert.
Al Dalcham from St. Peter's leading the way right now at the halfway mark, 26.52. So a good start by Dalcham there at the bottom of your screen. And it's going to be El Dalcham taking heat number 4.
Officially taking heat 4 with a 55.27, establishing a new time to beat. It's Ela Desari, the sophomore from St. Peter's. Heat 5.
So 55.27 now becomes our time to beat for the number 1 seed. Still 4 heats to go.
Now swimming in lane 1, Katie Shukawicki. Lane 2, Caroline Clarkson. Lane 3, Ali Jacques. Lane 4, Kate Krusher. Lane 5, Kiana Rera. Lane 6, Ruby Corcoran. Lane 7, Izzy Torello. Lane 8, Abby Sagan. Lane 9, Sylvie Robinson. And in lane 10, Haley Tran.
So lane 8 is open here. First to make the turn at the halfway mark is Ali Jacques from Merrimack. She's out in a 26.65. Remember, 55.27, our time to beat. And here they come down the stretch. It looks like it's lane 6, Ruby Krikorian from Sacred Heart.
And unofficially taking heat 5 with a 55.99. In lane 6, it's Ruby Corcoran. Heat 6.
I'm thankful for having Tim McDonald on PA. Give my voice a little break with the lane introductions.
Now swimming in lane 1, Janie Gerbrot. Lane 2, Ella Schertzinger. Lane 3, Lena Thompson. Lane 4, Emma McCarthy. Lane 5, Katrina O'Leary. Lane 6, Lauren Coing. Lane 7, Maeve English. Lane 8, Cameron Zilani. Lane 9, Wynn Collins. And in lane 10, Emma Savoy.
Katrine O'Leary from Central Connecticut near the top here. She is our leader at the halfway mark, 25.79. Lena Kaminskis checking in. Go Peacocks, go Elettra. Beamer Gugu is checking in saying go Win. I bet you that's Wynn Collins. I just remember some random names. But it will be Katrine O'Leary, it looks like here. Let's check her time. And that's the best time so far, 53.91. So 53.91 now becomes the time to beat as we move on to heat number 7.
Now swimming in lane 1, Keely Harney. Lane 2, Madison Petrovic. Lane 3, Brooke Labarge. Lane 4, Emma Haas. Lane 5, Kendra Daly. Lane 6, Gabby Spacino. Lane 7, Maggie Rutledge. Lane 8, Katrina Waite. Lane 9, Abigail Condon. And in lane 10, Madison Harris.
Kendra Daly, of course, our 50 freestyle winner from Friday night. Daly out in front, leading the way here. Her entry time is a 53:53. She's moving right now. Kendra Daly is moving some serious water. Time to beat 53:91 for that #1 seed tonight. I think she's going to do that. She could be around a 52.
And unofficially taking heat 7, establishing a new time to beat with the 53:04 is Kendra Daly.
So Kendra Daly with the 53:04. That qualifies for our
heat
top
8
seed right now. See if Grace Young has something to say about it. She came into this meet the #1 seed from Central Connecticut State. She's in lane 5.
Now swimming in lane 1, Libby Davidson. Lane 2, Maddie McKinney. Lane 3, Neva Saw. Lane 4, Mallory LaPointe. Lane 5, Grace Young. Lane 6, Emma Davis. Lane 7, Elizabeth Versta. Lane 8, Maddie McClone. Lane 9, Jenna Wild. And in lane 10, Audrey Cook.
Emma Davis from Sacred Heart off to the fast start here in lane 6. She's out in a 25:44. Sacred Heart women have been amazing. This Gompei Invitational uses combined scoring, but if you were looking at just the women's scoring, Sacred Heart girls lead the way, so kudos to them. Here comes a late charging Neva Sa from Merrimack. It's going to be a fast heat.
And unofficially establishing a top seed with the 52:81 from Merrimack College, it's Neva Sa. The next event is event 38, men's 100-yard freestyle. There will be 7 heats.
So Neva Sa, in our last heat, clocks in with a 52:81 for our top time. So she will be the #1 seed tonight. Should be fun watching her battle her Merrimack College teammate Kendra Daly.
Now swimming in lane 3, Anthony Torres. Lane 4, Gabe Graffia. Lane 5, Dan Sanchez. Lane 6, Maxwell Cuarden. Lane 7, Avi Borjan. And in lane 8, Paxton Gibson.
Got quite a few open lanes here. Lanes 1, 2, 4, 9, and 10 are open. Avi Borgen from Brandeis leads the way out in a 24:47. Sammy Joe is checking in. Go Clark. The Cougars from Clark. Clark having a good showing here, as always. And it will be.
And unofficially taking heat 1, establishing a new time to beat with a 52:00. It's Avi Borjan. Heat 2.
Borjan gets it done as we move on to heat #2.
Now swimming in lane 1, Declan Hanscom. Lane 2, Jack Werb. Lane 3, Brandon Potter. Lane 4, Brendan Watson. Lane 5, Casey Whitaker. Lane 6, Joey Hemmerle. Lane 7, Dean Lagosia. Lane 8, Nick Cordell. Lane 9, Josh Calandra. And in lane 10, Casey Charbreak.
Good out here by Joey Hemmerle from WPI, 23:50. He's followed closely by Casey Whitaker from Bentley in lane 5. Whitaker now starting to gain some ground, 25 yards to go in this heat 2. Will it be Hemmerle holding on, or will Whitaker overtake him at the wall?
And unofficially establishing a new time to beat with the 50.21. It's Casey Whitaker.
And it was Whitaker overtaking Hemmerle at the wall as we move on to heat 3.
Heat 3. Now swimming in lane 1, Aiden DeMonco. Lane 2, Matthew Willigatz. Lane 3, Spencer Studley. Lane 4, Kyle Sudberg. Lane 5, Patrick Church. Lane 6, Muhammad Esa. Lane 7, Jason Kim. Lane 8, Andrew Savage. Lane 9, Samuel White. And in lane 10, Tyson Elliott.
Kyle Sundberg from WPI. Out fast, 22.95 for Sundberg. He's swimming in lane 4, white cap, red letters. Now going right to left, final 25 here. Tyson Elliott starting to make a move in lane 10, his WPI teammate. Will it be Sundberg or Elliott? Looks like it will be Sundberg.
Unofficially establishing a new time to beat with a 48.50. It's Kyle Sundberg. Heat 4. Now swimming in lane 1, Nicholas Braun. Lane 2, Nikita Zuev. Lane 3, Thomas Mantle. Lane 4, Jack Meekins. Lane 5, Keegan Rowe. Lane 6, Jack Kosia. Lane 7, Nikita Kamenskis. Lane 8, Xavier Villanova. Lane 9, Kellen Mayer. And in lane 10, Jules Royer.
22:30 the time for Jack Meekins through the first 50. He's getting chased by Keegan Rowe in lane 5. Nicholas Braun in lane 1. Will Meekins hold on? And he does.
And unofficially establishing a new time to beat with the 47.23. It's Jack Meekins.
So 47.23 for Meekins now becomes the time to beat for the top
Heat
seed.
5.
As we continue to move along here, day 3, 2025 Gompei Invitational here at WPI Sports and Recreation Center in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Now swimming in lane 1, Lucas Brown. Lane 2, Luke Mupon. Lane 3, Alexander Kosel. Lane 4, Peter Moon. Lane 5, Ethan Rykoff. Lane 6, Sean Tesoro. Lane 7, Victor Funes. Lane 8, Vietnam Nugent. Lane 9, Christopher Fallman. And in lane 10, Solomon Skeleton Harris.
Sean Tesoro from WPI out quick, 22:15. Seems like every race we're resetting that top seed time. It wouldn't surprise me to see that happen again here in heat number 5. Meekins currently owns the 47.23, but I think Tesoro is going to have something to say about that right here in about 5 yards.
And unofficially establishing a new time to beat with the 46.84. It's Sean Tesoro.
And just like that, he does. Sean Tesoro, 46.
Heat 6.
84 as we move into our final 2 heats. Leighton Will Gazinski, one of our top seeds here, comes in 47.66 in lane 5.
Now swimming in lane 1, Trey Rippin. Lane 2, JT Thompson. Lane 3, Ashton Smith. Lane 4, Kuba Ladowick. Lane 5, Leighton Wogolazinski. Lane 6, Nolan Schussman. Lane 7, Angelo Reed. Lane 8, Zachary Ellis. Lane 9, Brian Garvey. And in lane 10, Santiago Salazar.
Nolan Schlesman from WPI out in a 22:59. Will we have another top time here?
And unofficially taking heat 6 with the 47.26, it's Nolan Schussman.
So Sean Tesoro's time, 46.84. It still stands.
Heat 7.
Here's our number 1 seed, Dean Dubeck, 47.09.
Now swimming in lane 1, Riley Hester. Lane 2, Gavin McCollum. Lane 3, Daniel Avanchikov. Lane 4, Angad Alawalia. Lane 5, Dean Dubeck. Lane 6, Dan Backlund. Lane 7, Matt Quinney. Lane 8, Andrew Van de Water. Lane 9, Thomas Meal. And in lane 10, Jake Pender.
Dubeck out into 22:11. It's the fastest front half of this 100 free that we've seen this morning. Time to beat for that number 1 seed, 46:84, logged by Sean Tesoro from WPI in Heat 5. This is a close one here. Here comes Angad Alawalia.
And unofficially establishing a new time to beat with the 46:77. It's Angad Alawalia. The next event is event 39, women's 200-yard backstroke. There will be 5 heats.
So Angad Alawalia comes in the last heat, post
Heat 1.
the top time. He will be the number 1 seed tonight. He won the 50 back last night. So Alawalia from Attleboro, Massachusetts, having a good Gompei Invitational as we move into the women's 200-yard breaststroke.
Now swimming in lane 4, Momo Sutton. Lane 5, Denise Castanos. And in lane 6, Aspinella de la Reyes.
So if you've tuned in the past couple days, you've noticed a different...
Attention coaches and swimmers, the results are in for event 37, women's 100-yard freestyle. Coming in as your second alternate, Neela Dalit. And your first alternate, Birdie Olafson. Swimming your C final, Abigail Condon, Wynn Collins, Emma McCarthy, Natalie Norbert, Maddie McClone, Ali Jacques, Izzy Torello, Maggie Rutledge, Katrina Waite, and Ruby Karkarin. So in your consolation final, Janie Gerbrach, Madison Petrovic, Lena Thompson, Cameron Zeleny, Keely Harney, Jenna Wild, Eli Darcy, Maddie McKinney, Libby Davidson, and Gabby Spacino. And so in your championship final, Maeve English, Emma Haas, Mallory Lapointe, Brooke Labarge, Lauren Coing, Grace Young, Katrina O'Leary, Kendra Daly, Emma Davis, and your top seed with a time of 52:81 from Merrimack College, it's Neva Saw.
So like I said, you may have heard a different voice on the broadcast. You're used to and probably sick of hearing me every year for 4 straight days, every morning and every night. So we did have Jake Kelly come in. And we're trying to get Jake geared up. Believe it or not, and I thought Jake did a great job. That's the first time he's ever broadcasted swim. So we typically broadcast a lot of high school and collegiate baseball, basketball, volleyball, soccer, field hockey. He does a lot of work for some other NUMAC schools. And for the NUMAC Conference Championships in February, I am going to be unavailable. So we are getting Jake trained up. So we hope you think he did a good job as well. We have a great production team put together here with Colin Barkin, Scott Tooker, Avery Abreu. So we hope you have enjoyed the broadcast. And if you were, and again, like I said, it's
unofficially taking Heat 1 and establishing the time to beat with a 2:24:05. It's Denise Castanos from Bentley University.
Castanos goes 2:24:05. De Los Reyes takes second, and Sutton takes third.
Heat 2.
So again, for the first time ever broadcasting swimming, I thought Jake did a fantastic job, and we're excited to have him on our broadcast team. But today, unfortunately for you all, you will hear just me. It's just me today. No Jake, just me and Tim McDonald.
Now swimming. In lane 1, Hannah Waldron. Lane 2, Sophia He. Lane 3, Sasha Sizer. Lane 4, Tarsia Ansami. Lane 5, Jada Guo. Lane 6, Allie Burnett. Lane 7, Amelia Kulzer. Lane 8, Kaylin Herron. Lane 9, Julia Gaffey. Attention coaches and swimmers, the results are in for event 38, men's 100-yard freestyle. Coming as your second alternate, Luke Vipon. And your first alternate, Muhammad Isa. Swimming in your C final, Xavier Villanova, Solomon Skelton Harris, Santiago Salazar, Riley Hester, Nikki Kaminskis, Vidan Nugent, Christopher Fallman, Jules Royer, Andrew Van de Water, and Zachary Ellis. Swimming in your consolation final, Kuba Ladowick, JT Thompson, Gavin McCullen, Angela Reed, Keegan Rowe, Leighton Wiggle-Lazinski, Ashton Smith, Thomas Meal, Alexander Kossel, and Nicholas Braun. Swimming in your championship final, Peter Moo, Ethan Rykoff, Matt Kinney, Dolan Schussman, Jack Meekins, Daniel Ivanchikov, Dean Dubeck, Dan Backlund, Sean Tesoro, and your top seed with a time of 46.77, the sophomore from WPI, Angad Alawali.
So Angad Alawali with the top time. Victor Fuentes checking in, saying, I've enjoyed the broadcast. Thank you. You're very welcome, Victor. Victor is a senior swimmer for St. Peter's, so I don't know if Victor's listening to the broadcast, maybe down on deck. Give me a sign, Victor, if it's you. I'm looking down towards the St. Peter's bench. You know, flash me some deuces or something. Or maybe this is Victor's father or someone in the family. But regardless, you're very welcome. We strive to bring you all the best broadcast in the business. We feel we do a pretty good job, but there's always room for improvement, of course, as Darcy and Selmeet looks like will take Heat 2.
Establishing a new time to beat with a 2:20.40. In lane 4, it's Darcy and Salmi. Heat 3. Now swimming in lane 1, Maria Corneva. Lane 2, Lizzie McCowan. Lane 3, Chris Caroline Weiss. Lane 4, Julia Fanning. Lane 5, Maddie Gorit. Lane 6, Caitlin Schwartz. Lane 7, Francesca Solana Vargas. Lane 8, Mackenzie Talbot. Lane 9, Addison Papentik. And in lane 10, Sarah Griffith.
All right, so that was Mr. Fuentes, Victor's dad, and he's watching from New Braunfels, Texas. So thank you, Mr. Fuentes, for joining us on the broadcast. We hope you're enjoying it. Gina Wild, thank you for the kind words. Go Brandeis. I know that's your daughter, Jenna, out there competing for Coach Carter. We love Coach Carter. She's a friend of the program up here. Nicole and I have broadcasted together a few times for the NFHS network, doing some Massachusetts high school championship meets. So it's always good to see the Brandeis team doing well. And doing well is what Maddie Gorit is doing right now, leading the way from Sacred Heart in lane 5. I mean, what did we do without live streams? You know, really, when you think about it, it's pretty crazy that, you know, going back, geez, I don't know how long live streaming's been out, but let's say going back 15, 20 years ago, which is not really that long, you know, if you're in New Braunfels, Texas, and your son or daughter is swimming in Worcester, Massachusetts, good luck. You just don't see it. You wait to get a call or a text from them to say, hey, Mom, Dad, this is how I did. I did good. Maddie Goret is our winner.
And officially establishing a new time to beat with a 2:08.22. It's Maddie Goret.
So Goret, a 2:08.22, the top time. So again, what did we do before live streams? It's just amazing now that wherever you are in the world,
Heat 4.
and we typically at this Gompei broadcast have viewers from multiple different countries tuning in to watch their loved one compete wherever it is. So that's why we always strive to give you the best broadcast. And actually, I'll wait for the start here of Heat 4. Looks like somebody might have had their toes over the gutter, so they stood them up. And we're off.
Now swimming. In lane 1, Maddie McKinney. Lane 2, Layla Safani. Lane 3, Brooke Malvi. Lane 4, Taylor White. Lane 5, Francesca Fuscio. Lane 6, Megan Dunnigan. Lane 7, Olivia Sesua. Lane 8, Jackie Zenner. Lane 9, Katie Keegan. And in lane 10, Ashley Favada.
And that's why I was going to say I give a big thank you to Dana Harmon and all of the athletic department staff, Rusty Egan, Alex Gutierrez, head coach Paul Bennett, for inviting me back every year to live stream this meet. It has become one of my favorite meets that I do in any given year. I also broadcast the NUMAC Conference Championship, the Northeast 10 Conference Championship, and the GNAC Conference Championship. In addition to some New England swim meets, the New England YMCA Championship. Sometimes I do a little work as well for Bryant University, where my daughter is a sophomore swimmer there. And if you noticed, I was missing for the back half of the meet yesterday morning. My daughter's Bryant Bulldogs competed against Brown University down in Providence. So I had Jake, flew down to Brown, got to see that meet. Brown was victorious over Bryant, but it was a good time, good meet. So again, thank you to all of the WPI team that keeps inviting me back, and all of you listeners who make nice comments, and feel free to send any emails to WPI, whether it's Dana Harmon, the AD, because I know she personally reads all of her emails. Our head coach Paul Bennett, let them know how much you enjoyed the live stream, if you did. And
unofficially establishing a new time to beat with a 2:08.19. It's Megan Dunnigan.
So a 2:08.19 there for Dunnigan. She now takes the top spot.
Heat 5.
Moving into our final heat, here's our top seed from Central Connecticut, Sophie Mulhomans. She comes in with a 2:04.72. Thank you. Oh, Mandeep in the house.
Now swimming. In lane 1, Reagan Sampson. Lane 2, Emma Savoy. Lane 3, Loretta Santora. Lane 4, Christian Baker. Lane 5, Sophie Milholmes. Lane 6, Sarah Kang. Lane 7, Julia Shetta. Lane 8, Claudia Walker. Lane 9, Rachel Sang. And in lane 10, Emily Hopkins.
The other thing that's great about doing this meet year after year is the relationships that I've been able to forge with parents, right? I'm a swim parent. You get swim parents that are in the building every day here, not only for WPI, with other schools. Mandeep Singh checking in. He says, love it about the broadcast. He is the father of Angad Alawalia, who, of course, Friday night won the 50 free. Top seed tonight in the 1 free. So the relationships that I'm able to meet, I love when people come over to me and they introduce themselves and say hi. Met a gentleman this morning from Sacred Heart who he said his family is spread out all around the country and they get to see their daughter swim, Meredith Lubelchek. So that was pretty cool. Sophie Milhomans leading the way here, no surprise. She came in as the top seed. She's getting a little chase here by Sarah Kang. So a little over 50 yards to go. Sarah Kang from WPI. She's saying, not so fast, Sophie Milhomans. Don't think you're just going to get this #1 seed at finals tonight easy. And look at the tempo and pace of Kang's backstroke. A little bit faster right now than Milhomans, and that has put her into the lead. So Sarah Kang, she gets in and out of that wall very fast, and look at that turn. She builds a full body length lead, and it will be Sarah Kang winning our final heat, but will she get the top seed?
And unofficially establishing herself as the new top seed with a 2:07.39, it's Sarah Kang, the sophomore from WPI.
So it was Sarah Kang.
Next event is event 40, men's 200-yard backstroke. There will be 3 heats.
So only 3 heats coming up of the 2 backstroke on the men's side. We have Coach Jose Cruz's family from St. Peter's cheering on the Peacocks. I'll tell you, St. Peter's has been a great addition to this meet. I'll get into that more in a second.
Now swimming. In lane 1, Joey Hemmerl. Lane 2, Greg Kratz. Lane 3, Alex Ergowitz. Lane 4, Luke Abramson. Lane 5, Christopher Smith. Lane 6, Austin Carducci. Lane 7, Ryan Nige. Lane 8, Ryan Fogel. And in lane 9, Michael Valaba.
With the subtraction of Bryant University this year, Bryant has traditionally swam in this midseason meet since 2018, I believe. St. Peter's has been a great replacement for Bryant. They've done a great job. Some very good performances. I mean, one name that sticks out to me, Juan Diego Nunez Pereira's couple wins. Friday night, I think he won the 5 free. Last night, the 4 IM. So congrats to St. Peter's. You've been a great addition to this Gompei Invitational. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage and watching, and your kids have gotten a lot of personal best times, and they have a safe trip back to Jersey later tonight as Christopher Smith continues to lead the way. From WPI, white cap going from right to left, soon to be left to right here as he hits the 150-yard mark. He's followed by Austin Carducci. Austin Carducci had a win last night in the 100 back, so no surprise he's right near the top here. He'll be vying to get into that A final to win his second event of the weekend. But right now it is all Chris Smith from WPI. We'll get you that time momentarily. Here's Tim McDonald.
And unofficially establishing the time to beat with a 1:55.42, it's Christopher Smith.
So nice swim there by Chris Smith, 1:55.42. Carducci does take second. Yerkowitz takes third.
Heat 2. Now swimming. In lane 1, Max Klein. Lane 2, Samuel Witcher. Lane 3, Luke Sperling. Lane 4, Charlie Deaton. Lane 5, Matt Waldron. Lane 6, Ian Velsig. Lane 7, Jacob Zawiski. Lane 8, Devin Mayachuk. And in lane 9, Alex Olson.
Heat 2 of 3 in the water. Keep an eye here on Matt Walden.
Attention coaches and swimmers, the results are in for event 39, women's 200-yard backstroke. Coming in as your second alternate, Sasha Tizer. And your first alternate, Sarah Griffith. Swimming in your C final, Rachel Sang, Katie Keegan, Jada Guo, Claudia Walker, Emma Savoy, Darcy Ansalmi, Ashley Favada, Reagan Sampson, Maria Carneva, and Mackenzie Talbot. Swimming in your consolation final, Addison Papentik, Layla Safani, Emily Hopkins, Olivia Sewa, Brooke Malvi, Loretta Santora, Chris Caroline Weiss, Jackie Zenner, Julia Fanning, and Julia Shetta. And finally, swimming in your championship final, Francesca Fuscio, Christian Baker, Lizzie McCowan, Maddie McKinney, Francesca Solona Vargas, Taylor White, Caitlin Schwartz, Sophie Milholmes, Maddie Goret, and your top seed with a time of 2:08.19, the senior from Central Connecticut State University, Megan Donegan. The time is now officially 9:38. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions to scratch.
So there are the results of the women's 2 back, getting them out to you pretty quickly here. Matt Walden doing some good work here in the pool. He will be your Heat 2 winner, and he will have the top time, 1:52.73. So that will be the time to beat for the #1 seed. Only 1 heat left, and our top seed is the aforementioned
and unofficially
Juan Diego Nunez Barreras from St. Peter's. He'll be coming up in lane 5.
City.
Meanwhile, Matt Walden getting it done.
Heat 3.
Heat 3 in the water. This is the top seed, Juan Diego Nunez Barreras.
And now swimming in lane 1, John Zooks. Lane 2, Sam Beer. Lane 3, Brendan Watson. Lane 4, Jason Yang. Lane 5, Juan Nunez Barreras. Lane 6, Riley Pascarin. Lane 7, Angad Alawalia. Lane 8, Sam Walden. And in lane 9, Daniel Corey.
Nunez Barreras off to the fast start in lane 5, 25.82. And when I say fast start, I mean fast start. He has almost a 2 body length lead over the field right now. Got a nice comment from A.K. Johnson. We're loving the coverage all 3 days of it, not just Parents Watch. We're grandparents of St. Peter's freshman Emerson Tofel. His parents are watching too from Oregon. That's amazing. Grandma and Grandpa, we love having you on the broadcast. Hope you're enjoying it. Again, what did we do before live streams? Right? Parents are watching in Oregon. Grandma and Grandpa watching. I mean, before live streams, it was like you waited for a phone call from your grandson or your son or granddaughter or daughter. Hey, I did good today. Oh yeah, how did you do? You know, that's how it was for me back in the day, growing up playing basketball and baseball. If my, grandparents couldn't make it to a game. So that's awesome. We're happy that you enjoy the coverage, and we wish the best to Emerson as Nunez Barreras finishes up 150.34.
And your new unofficial top seed with a 150.34, the junior from St. Peter's, Juan Nunez Barreras. The next event is event 41, women's 100-yard IM. There will be 4 heats.
All right, this is one of my favorite events to watch, the IM. Absolutely love it, especially love the 100 IM. It's a event that isn't swam at typically every meet, but I love it because it is a quick 25 sprint of each of the 4 strokes. You have to have a mastery of all 4 strokes to be good in the IM. Looks like Juan Diego Nunez Barreras is heading back into the water. Something may have, did he lose his goggles or he lost? Something got lost at the bottom of the pool. He went down and didn't get it. So I don't know what he may have lost. His goggles are still on his face.
Heat 1.
He was looking for something from somebody, but I'll tell you, what a great swim by Nunez Barreras as we head into Heat 1, women's 100 IM.
Now swimming. In lane 1, Ivy Joel. Lane 2, Chloe Johnson. Lane 3, Amelia Rabe. Lane 4, Abby Limoma. Lane 5, Michelle Kaminskis. Lane 6, Leah Kunez. Lane 7, Charlotte Scott. Lane 8, Daisy Sweetman. And in lane 9, Jilliana Plachow.
Another nice comment from S. Austin. 3 days great coverage watching Paige Austin Burrows from England and Ireland. Again, it's just amazing the reach of the live stream. And check out Ivy Joyle and Jelena Plawucha here. Lanes 1 and 9. So our leader is in the outside lane. That's lane number 9, Jillian Plawucha. But right now it is Ivy Joyle from Clark. She got to the wall first, turning into that freestyle. And look at this. She's turned on the jets. Ivy Joyle is going to be our winner of heat number 1.
Officially taking heat 1, establishing the new time to beat with a 1:05.80. In lane 1, it's Ivy Joyle.
So Ivy Joyle, 1:05.80. Plawucha took
heat 2.
second. In third place went to, looks like Chloe Johnson from WPI. So England and Ireland, we hope you're enjoying the coverage. Here's heat 2.
Now swimming. In lane 1, Nepo White. Lane 2, Alia Rita. Lane 3, Jenna Wild. Lane 4, Cameron Zelani. Lane 5, Lauren Coing. Lane 6, Meredith Lobachek. Lane 7, Maddie McClone. Lane 8, Gabby Rowaski. Lane 9, Katrina Waite. And in lane 10, Ali Giovenko. Attention coaches and swimmers, the results are in for event 40, men's 200-yard backstroke. Swimming in your C final, Max Klein and Michael Velaba. Swimming in your consolation final, Alex Olson, John Sukes, Sam Walden, Greg Kratz, Sam Beer, Ryan Fogel, Ryan Nige, Jacob Zaweski, Brendan Watson, and Luke Sperling. Swimming in your championship final, Jason Yang, Charlie Deaton, Riley Pescarin, Luke Habertson, Alex Yerkowitz, Ian Velsig, Austin Carducci, Christopher Smith, Matt Walden, and your top seed with a time of 1:50.34, the junior from St. Peter's University, Juan Diego Nunez Barreras. The time is now officially 9:45. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions to scratch.
Lauren Cowing, 101.56 there for the heat victory. That becomes the time to beat.
Heat 3.
101.56 for Cowing as we move into heat 3 of 4. Here's Paige Austin Burrows coming up in lane 6.
Now swimming. In lane 1, Maria Corneva. Lane 2, Michelle Lee. Lane 3, Grace Motzi. Lane 4, Gren Mendez. Lane 5, Katrina O'Leary. Lane 6, Paige Austin Burrows. Lane 7, Keely Harney. Lane 8, Audrey Teo. Lane 9, Sarah Griffith. And in lane 10, Sophia De Niro.
We saw Austin Burrows have a win last night in the 50 fly. It's no doubt she got out in this 25 very fast. Does a fast bucket turn with the transition from backstroke to breaststroke. And this heat is all Paige Austin Burrows from St. Peter's. The sophomore is making it look easy. She came in with a 101.80. Will we see a sub 1 minute time here? Nobody came into this meet sub 1 minute, and look at this.
And unofficially establishing the new time to beat with a 58.99. It's Paige Austin Burroughs.
58.99 for Austin Burroughs, sub 1 minute. And again, nobody came into this meet with an entry time under a minute. So that's going to be tough.
Heat 4.
That's going to be tough to beat, but if there's anyone that can come close, it's going to be Skylar Lang from Bentley. Here we go, final heat in lane 5.
Now swimming. In lane 1, Jada Guo. Lane 2, Sophie Robinson. Lane 3, Samantha Guadagnino. Lane 4, Kendra Daly. Lane 5, Skylar Lang. Lane 6, Daniela Palomero. Lane 7, Brooke Malvey. Lane 8, Lauren Lord. Lane 9, Audrey Cook. And in lane 10, Melina Whitney.
Kendra Daly out to that fast start. We've said her name multiple times this weekend. Of course, she won the 50 free on Friday night, has been in the top 5 on many races. She was our leader at the halfway mark, but it's no surprise we see Skylar Lang catapult herself into the lead. A very strong breaststroker. And here they go. They turn for freestyle. Let's see if Daly can close the gap or what the time is for Lang. And she goes
with a 59.05, taking heat 4. It's Skylar Lang.
So she goes 6.
The next event is event 42, men's 100-yard IM.
She goes 6/100ths of a second slower than Paige Austin Burroughs. What a matchup that will be tonight at finals to see Austin Burroughs go head-to-head with Skylar Lang.
Heat 1.
Now we move into heat 1 of 4 on the men's 100 IM side. We're cruising along here.
Now swimming. In lane 4, Luke Sperling. Lane 5, William Horaceberg. In lane 6, Anthony Torres.
We are already about 10 minutes ahead of schedule here this morning, which is good because we do have the mile, and that's going to take up some significant time. But right now, Luke Sperling from WPI leading the way at the halfway mark, 27:53. Go St. Peter's, go Michael from Lena Kaminskis. Sorry, I said that wrong. Again, if you're out there and you haven't...
Attention coaches and swimmers, at this time, event 37, women's 100-yard freestyle is officially closed. We do have one scratch. Birdie Olofsson, you are now swimming in the C final. Alicia Shadalov.
We'll get to that in a second.
Unofficially taking heat 1 with a 1:00:34. It's Luke Sperling.
So Sperling takes heat 1.
Heat 2.
Tim McDonald will get you that update once we get going here. For heat 2 of the men's IM, it's event 42.
Now swimming. In lane 1, Braden Potter. Lane 2, Ryan Anvari. Lane 3, Nolan Schussman. Lane 4, Luke Vipon. Lane 5, Eric Zhao. Lane 6, Matt Walden. Lane 7, Brandon Medeiros. Lane 8, Nicholas Braun. Lane 9, Todd Seaton Martin. And in lane 10, Sam Walden. Getting back to the results for event 37, women's 100-yard freestyle. We have a potential swim-off for our second alternate between Alicia Shadaloff and Ella Schertzinger.
So the potential swim off, and I'll get to that in a minute. They don't necessarily have to swim off. They could choose any way to break that tie. They can play rock, paper, scissors if they both agree to it.
And unofficially establishing the new time to beat with a 53.77, it's Matt Walden.
So they can flip a coin. They can play rock, paper, scissors. They can agree to, swim a 50 free to break the tie.
Heat 3.
As long as both swimmers agree to it, they can do whatever to break that tie. So it doesn't have to be a swim off.
Now swimming. In lane 1, Keegan Rowe. Lane 2, Casey Whitaker. Lane 3, Charlie Deaton. Lane 4, Tyson Elliott. Lane 5, Carlos Sundberg. Lane 6, Alexander Kossel. Lane 7, Alex Yerkowitz. Lane 8, Emerson Toffel. Lane 9, Ashton Smith. And in lane 10, Nikita Ostapenko.
Ashton Smith from St. Peter's leads the way at the halfway mark. 25-14. And it looks as though it's going to be lane 5, Kyle Sundberg.
And unofficially taking heat 3, establishing a new time to beat with a 53.71. It's Kyle Sundberg. Heat 4.
Sundberg, a 53.71. That's the best time so far going into our final heat here. Here's our number 1 seed, Benjamin Lee, comes in with a 55.13.
Now swimming in lane 1, Brendan Watson. Lane 2, Muhammad Isa. Lane 3, Ben Treniev. Lane 4, Jack Meekins. Lane 5, Benjamin Lee. Lane 6, Kua Lodowik. Lane 7, Morgan Murray. Lane 8, Angelo Reed. Lane 9, Ryan Nige. And in lane 10, Theo Bain.
Jack Meekins leads at the halfway mark, 23.94 for Meekins. It's the swimmers transition into the breaststroke. He's followed closely by top seed Benjamin Lee from Brandeis. And it looks as though Benjamin Lee from Brandeis has now moved into the lead in the breaststroke. We'll keep an eye on the freestyle coming home. Meekins has some closing speed. Can he catch Lee? Will Lee get the top spot for tonight? We'll know in a second.
And unofficially establishing the new time, top overall time with a 53.911, Benjamin Lee. The next event is event 43, women's 200-yard butterfly. There will be 4 heats.
2 fly on deck coming up here as we continue to fly through the broadcast, although we might have a delay coming up. There may have been a DQ in that last heat. Officials were talking, but I think we're getting ready to move into the first heat of the women's 200 butterfly. Good pacing so far this morning. The officials have done a great job, led by Bill Carline down there. Sean Doyle doing a great job as well. Here we go.
Heat 1. Now swimming in lane 4, Catherine Wade. Lane 2, Brianna Sharitzkia. And in lane 6, Kaylin Herron.
200 butterfly, typically a love it or hate it event by most swimmers. One of the hardest events. I'd say, if you're not talking about distance and you're just talking about regular, quote unquote, regular events, 2 fly, 4 IM, probably 2 of the hardest races. Takes a great deal of endurance, aerobic capacity, muscle, and everything else to grit out a 200 fly. And Wade Sarichakwi and Harron are doing just that.
Attention coaches and swimmers, at this time, event 38 men's 100-yard freestyle is officially closed. We do have one scratch in our consolation final. Zachary Ellis, you are now swimming in our consolation final. Mohamed Isa, you are now swimming in our C final. Jack Bender, you are now officially our second alternate.
Brianna Sarichakwai from St. Peter's leading the way with just over 50 yards to go. Nice job by Brianna here. Hopefully I'm saying her last name correct. It's a tough one, but I think I got it. Sarichakwai or Sarichakwi. And again, if you're out there in the live stream universe, jump into the live chat. Again, I love the interactivity. I love the comments. Tell me who you are, where you're from, who you're rooting for. If any of your swimmers have an achievement that's outside of the pool that should be highlighted, I'd be happy to do that. Something they're doing in the community, something they're doing in the classroom. Whatever the case may be, these kids are amazing student athletes and deserve all the recognition they can get.
And unofficially taking heat one, establishing the time to beat with a 2:33.84. It's Brianna Sarichakwi. Heat 2.
And this is one of the only meets where I get to do this interactivity on YouTube, right? And that's the great thing about broadcasting on YouTube is I can interact with the viewers.
Now swimming in lane 1, Erica Kerner. Lane 2, Maura Baltrami. Lane 3, Abby Sagan. Lane 4, Loretta Santora. Lane 5, Sarah Kang. Lane 6, Mallory LaPointe. Lane 7, Josie Nesta. Lane 8, Allie Marvel. And in lane 9, Amber Jacobs.
For most broadcasts that I do, there are no live chats, especially for the other conference championships. They're broadcasted on Flow Sports. So YouTube gives me a unique opportunity to interact with you, the viewer. And it's great. You have a question, you can put it in the live chat. I can try and answer it. John Fallman. Thank you, John. Appreciate the comments. We try and put the best product on the air for you all the time, as Sarah Kang from WPI leads the way here at the halfway mark. Tammy Kessel, again, checking in from Arizona. We always appreciate Tammy joining the broadcast. A little warmer in Arizona, Tammy, than what we got out here in Worcester as I look out at the WPI football field and track, and it's covered in snow from a storm earlier this week. So thank you for joining us, Tammy. Of course, Gina Wild % success rate, and that's unofficial. I'll get back to that in a second as we see Sarah Kang here.
And unofficially establishing the new time to beat with a 2:10.69. It's Sarah Kang. Heat 3.
Heat 3, ready to go. Sophie Milholmans comes in with a 2:10.89. She's in lane 5.
Now swimming in lane 1, Lauren Balfour. Lane 3, Laura DeGenero. Lane 4, Casey Bednarik. Lane 5, Sophia Milholmes. Lane 6, Michaela Lee. Lane 7, Sophie Tanello. Lane 8, Caroline Newbert. And in lane 9, Morgan McDonough.
So as I was saying, the graphics are amazing. It's a company called Streamline Aquatics. And again, if you watch the NCAAs, you see this.
Coaches and swimmers, the results are in for event 42, men's 100-yard IM. Swimming in your C final, Anthony Torres, Braden Potter, William Horaceberger, and Theo Bain. Swimming in your consolation final, Brandon Medeiros, Ryan Anvari, Taj Sheaton Martin, Luke Sperling, Alexander Kossel, Charlie Deaton, Emerson Toffel, Casey Whitaker, Ben Treniev, and Alex Yurkowitz. Swimming in your championship final, Ryan Nij, Nicole LeBron, Tyson Elliott, Kuba Lodowig, Ashton Smith, Eric Zhao, Dolan Schussman, Matt Walden, Kyle Sundberg, and your top seed with a time of 53:11, the senior from Brandeis University, Benjamin Lee. The time is currently...
So there's the update on the finals for there, and I was talking about the graphics are from a company called Streamline Aquatics, and they are basically the gold standard in graphics for swimming. ESPN uses them for their swimming coverage. It may look different than mine, but it's the same system. They just have a different maybe color scheme or whatever. The Ivy League uses it, the SEC, the ACC, the Big Ten. So all the power schools use it. And like I said, for me, 99% of the time, it's amazing. And yeah, it does enhance the broadcast for sure. We love it here as Casey Bednarik from Merrimack takes heat 3, 2:12.42.
12:42 is Casey Bednarik.
So that'll bring us to our final heat of the women's 2-fly.
Heat 4. Now swimming in lane 1, Jasmine Lamb. Lane 2, Lauren Lord. Lane 3, Kate Krusher. Lane 4, Juliana Placho. Lane 5, Sophia Velico. Lane 6, Abigail Hernandez. Lane 7, Kyla Burrell. Lane 8, Allie Hubel. Lane 9, Pontini Anastasio. And in lane 10, Rachel Fillo.
Sophia Velico in the pool for the first time today. She is already a 3-time event winner. She won the 500 free on Friday night. She turned around also Friday night, shortly thereafter winning the 100 fly. And last night won the 200 free. So she's looking here to not only get the top seed, but to win her 4th event. 4 is a happy family. Watching my son swim from Lawrence, Kansas. If I'm not mistaken, is Lawrence, Kansas the home of Rock Chalk Jayhawks? The Kansas Jayhawks? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm a big college basketball fan, so that could be it. So 4 is a happy family. I wish I knew your name or who your son was. We could give them a shout out, but we appreciate you joining. Really a 2-swimmer race here for the top spot between Sophia Velico and Abigail Hernandez, but right now it is Velico vying for that top spot. The top time coming in here, I believe, was a 2:10. Let me try and get that for you. This is event 43. 2:10.69. So that's the time to beat, and Velico's going to do that pretty easily here, so she will be the top seed tonight, 2:03.60. That's a personal best time by 5 seconds.
Taking the top seed with a 2:03.60. It's Sophia Velico, the junior from Sacred Heart.
So I'm going to tell you what, folks. 2:03.60. If Vallejo swims anything close to that tonight, there is no one that's going to touch her. No disrespect, obviously, to any of the other swimmers, but that is 7 seconds faster than our next fastest swimmer. So kudos to Vallejo as we move to the men's 2-fly, 3 heats.
Now swimming in lane 1, Guy Tobe. Lane 2, Devin Mayachuk. Lane 3, Riley Hester. Lane 4, Dean Dubek. Lane 5, Tristan Angelo Rasso. Lane 6, Zachary Ellis. Lane 7, Scott Kessel. Lane 8, Aiden Demanco. Lane 9, Michael Webb. And in lane 10, Daniel New.
Dean Dubek leads after 50. Dubek has had himself a good meet here, winning the 50 free on Friday night. He's getting a good challenge here from Tristan Angelo Rasso from St. Peter's. I mean, when you really think about it, our top 5 swimmers are only separated by 2 seconds with still 100 to go. So it's anyone's heat here. .50 to go, and Rasso is in control. 30.92 over that last 50. He was a second faster than Ellis, who has moved from 4th to 2nd. Rasso came in with a 1:59.40. He's gonna beat that time, 1:57.
Unofficially taking heat 1 with a 1:57.72. In lane 5, it's Tristan Angelo Rasso.
So great job there by Rasso. Victor Fuentes Sr. says kudos to WPI.
Attention coaches and the swimmers, at this time, event 39, women's 200-yard backstroke is officially closed. There are no scratches.
And inviting St. Peter's, they've been a great addition here.
Heat 2.
As we move on to heat 2 of the men's 2-fly.
Now swimming in lane 1, Sawyer Lewinsky. Lane 2, Daniel Corey. Lane 3, Santiago Salazar. Lane 4, Nikita Zuev. Lane 5, Daniel Machakov. Lane 6, Samuel Bundy. Lane 7, AJ Martinez. Lane 8, Xavier Villanova. Lane 9, Matthew Wilcos. And in lane 10, Alex Olson.
So we're into heat number 2 here of 3. Four is a happy family checks in. Yes, her son is Maxwell Coarden, swimming for Brandeis. And his mom and dad are both Kansas alums, big Kansas basketball fan. Think about the tradition with Kansas basketball, right? I mean, I could go on forever. Wilt Chamberlain, Paul Pierce, Danny Manning. I mean, Rafe LaFrentz, Kirk Heinrich. The list goes on. I just vividly remember all of those talented basketball players. So thank you for joining in. Jessica Villa Fuente says, good morning. Shout out for my daughter, Brianna. Oh, Jessica, help me with the pronunciation. Am I saying your daughter's name right? Surichikwai or Surichikwi or something different? Give me a phonetic spelling of the last name so I can not butcher it. I would appreciate it as we see Daniel Ivanchikov from Bentley trying to beat that 157, and he's going to, so he'll have the top seed right now, 154.59.
But unofficially taking heat 2, establishing the new time to beat with a 154.59. It's Daniel Ivanchikov.
Anna and Jason Toffel checking in.
Heat 3.
From Portland, Oregon, watching their son, who's a St. Peter's swimmer. Go Peacocks. Sorichiki. Sorichiki. All right, so it is Brianna Sorichiki. Got it. As we move on to Heat 3.
Now swimming in lane 1. Dean Lumicata, lane 2, Brian Hall. Lane 3, Trey Rippin. Lane 4, Brian Garvey. Lane 5, Lucas Braille. Lane 6, Tion Chung. Lane 7, Dawson Milligan. Lane 8, JT Thompson. Lane 9, Patrick Turch. And in lane 10, Owen Powers.
Lucas Prowl leading the way right now at the 50-yard mark. And I do so appreciate the phonetic pronunciations because as a pastor, I hate the feeling when if I butcher a name. I hate it. It literally gives me anxiety. I try and always look up every name prior and figure out the right way to say it, but sometimes it's, it's just not possible. Hundreds of swimmers in this meet. So those phonetic pronunciations are great. And now I can call Brianna by her correct name. Thank you, Brianna Sorichiki. As we move into the back half of this men's 2-fly Heat 3, it's all Lucas Prowl. He came in with a 158.18. Time to beat is 154.59 for that top seed.
And unofficially taking Heat 3 with a 156.86, it's Lucas Braille.
156.87 for Prail. Chung takes second. Garvey.
The next event is event 45, women's 50-yard breaststroke. There will be 4 heats.
Here's a quick one here, 50 breast. Shout out to Momo Sutton from Clark. She's a swimmer for the Paralympic emerging team and swam in the Paralympic trials. Amazing. Congrats to Momo Sutton. St. Cosmo says, how long have you been announcing for? Oh, God, I have a terrible commenting voice. I started this little endeavor on the side during COVID. I have short story is, I have 2 daughters that swim. When COVID hit and nobody could watch their kids swim, we started with my club team broadcasting a practice, and then literally I expanded it from there. This is just a side gig for me. Unfortunately, I work in corporate America, but this is a lot more fun.
Attention coaches and swimmers, there will be a swim-off for our women's 50-yard backstroke between Melina Whitney and Sophie Robinson.
All right, so we do have a swim-off coming up. We'll get you more information on that.
Heat 1.
Meanwhile, we're moving to Heat 1 of the women's 50 breaststroke.
That swim off will occur before our relay, just as a quick FYI. Now swimming in lane 3, Lola Marshall. Lane 4, Amanda Fagny. Lane 5, Libby Davidson. Lane 6, Jasmine Lamb. And in lane 7, Sophia Denaro.
So these are some quick ones here. The 50 breaststroke.
Unofficially taking heat 1, establishing a time to beat 33:63 from Sophia Denaro.
Denaro from Brandeis, 33:63. As we move to our next heat, heat number 2. These are going to go very fast. So anyways, I can talk about this more during the mile
Heat 2.
when we have a lot more time, but started this during COVID and have just expanded it. Love doing it. It's a blast. When I retire, I'd like to get into other sports as well.
Now swimming in lane 1, Haley Tran. Lane 2, Samantha Slater. Lane 3, Becca Kaplan. Lane 4, Michelle Weisler. Lane 5, Natalie Norbutt. Lane 6, Emma McCarthy.
Those of you who are familiar.
Attention coaches and swimmers, at this time, event 40 men's 200-yard backstroke is officially closed. There are no scratches.
So no scratches there. Right here, it's going to be Michelle Weisler.
And unofficially taking heat 2, establishing a new time to beat with a 30.95. It's Michelle Weisler.
So if you are familiar
Heat 3
with the NFHS network, I do a lot of broadcasting for them on the side. Baseball, basketball, football primarily. Do some swim as well.
Now swimming. In lane 1, Samantha Jackson. Lane 2, Audrey Teo. Lane 3, Neve O'Sullivan. Lane 4, Kobe Wong. Lane 5, Camelia De La Rosa. Lane 6, Grace Young. Lane 7, Katie Shikowecki. Lane 8, Veronica Oshwatsky. Lane 9, Gwen Mendez. And in lane 10, Abby Lapoma.
Looks like it could be lane 6 here. Grace Young from Central Connecticut. Keep an eye on Mendez from St. Peter's in 9. Will she get there first? No. She gets out touched by Young.
Taking it away with a 31.58 in heat 3 is Grace Young.
So Weisler still has the top time, 30.95 as we head into our final heat. Our top seed, Maggie Holland, 30.31.
Heat 4.
Holland won the 2IM on Friday night. She came in second in the 100 breast last night.
Now swimming in lane 1, Sophie Robinson. Lane 2, Daisy Sweetman. Lane 3, Melina Whitney. Lane 4, Samantha Cognino. Lane 5, Maggie Holland. Lane 6, Daniela Palomero. Lane 7, Avery Van Tassel. Lane 8, Ali Arita. Lane 9, Charlotte Scott. And in lane 10, Madison Harris. And unofficially establishing herself as the new top seed with a 30.8. It's Maggie Holland.
So Holland goes
The next event is event 46, men's 50-yard breaststroke. There will be 4 heats.
Holland goes a 30.8. Good for the top time.
Heat 1.
This is our final individual event of the regular morning. We'll have a quick relay after this, and then the mile heats before we finish up.
Now swimming. In lane 2, Gabe Graffia. Lane 3, Austin Carducci. Lane 4, Jack Werb. Lane 5, Brayden Potter. Lane 6, Angela Reed. Lane 7, Andrew Savage. Lane 8, Maxwell Cowarden. And in lane 9, Paxton Gibson.
Austin
Unofficially
Carducci.
taking heat 1 and establishing the time to beat with a 28.02. It's Austin Carducci.
Carducci at 28.02. Nice job by Carducci as we move on to heat 2.
Now swimming in lane 1, Casey Whitaker. Lane 2, William Horsberger. Lane 3, Benjamin Lee. Lane 4, Spencer Studley. Lane 5, Ben Treniev. Lane 6, Jason Kim. Lane 7, Nolan Chessman. Lane 8, Avi Borjan. Lane 9, Jake Bender. And in lane 10, Theo Bain.
That's Nolan Schlesman.
And unofficially establishing himself as the new top seed with a 27-29, it's Nolan Schlesman.
So 27-29, the time to beat as we head into Heat 3.
Heat 3. Now swimming in lane 1, Emerson Toffel. Lane 2, Nikki Ostapenko. Lane 3, Morgan Murray. Lane 4, Nick Hall. Lane 5, Viadon Nugent. Lane 6, Ian Velsig. Lane 7, Thomas Meal. Lane 8, Nikki Kamenskes. Lane 9, Gavin McCullough. And at lane 10, Guy Tobe.
Viadon win. Battling here with Ian Velasag. Who's going to get to that wall first? And it's Velasag.
And unofficially establishing the new time to beat with a 26.94, it's Ian Velsig.
Here is our top seed, Victor Fuentes.
Heat 4.
From St. Peter's, comes in with a 24.99. I mean, if he just swam that time, he could even add a second. He would still be the #1 seed tonight at finals.
Now swimming in lane 1, Jacob Zaweski. Lane 2, Christopher Smith. Lane 3, Tyson Elliott. Lane 4, Brandon Medeiros. Lane 5, Victor Funes. Lane 6, Kyle Sundberg. Lane 7, Eric Zhao. Lane 8, Mohamed Issa. Lane 9, Samuel White. And at lane 10, Ryan Anbari.
What a strong pull out there by Victor Fuentes. He will be our heat winner, I believe. Yes, he is. 26.54.
The new top time with a 26.54 going into tonight's finals. It's Victor Funes. No. Swimmers. We will be going right into our swim off with our women's 50-yard backstroke. In our swim off in lane 5, we have a sophomore from WPI, Lomelina Whitney, and also her teammate from WPI, Sophie Robinson, Mr. Starter.
So 50-yard backstroke here, swim off. These are typically pretty exciting.
Heat 1.
They both good start there by Robinson in lane 6. Whitney is in the lead right now here, folks. See if Robinson can check up. She's definitely getting more distance per stroke than Whitney is. Whitney had the lead. Wow, folks, stroke for stroke into the wall, and it's going to be Robinson.
84. Sophie Robinson takes the 50-yard backstroke swim off. Coaches and swimmers, the time is officially 10:26. We will be beginning our 10-minute break. The competition pool at this time is now officially open for warm-up, warm-down.
10-minute break forthcoming. We will resume swimming at 10:36. We'll take the break with them. You're watching the 2025 Gompei Invitational from Brew Media Productions.
Attention coaches and swimmers. The results are in for event 43, women's 200-yard butterfly. Swimming in your C final, Kaylin Herron, Catherine Wade, Rihanna Shakwai, Erica Kerner, Amber Jacobs, Lauren Balfour, Morgan McDonough, Jasmine Lamb, Rachel Thello, and Ali Huval. Swimming in your consolation final, Juliana Plachow, Lauren Lord, Ali Marvel, Maura Beltrami, Josie Nesta, Montini Anastasia Duo, Kyle Burrell, Loretta Santoro, Sophie Tanella, and Sophie Milholmes. Swimming in your C final, Daniel New, Owen Powers, Sawyer Lewiski, Alex Olson, Matthew Wickowitz, Brian Hall, Dean Lagoda, and Aiden DeManco. Swimming in your consolation final, Guy Tobe, Michael Webb, Devin Mayachuk, JT Thompson, Xavier Villanova, Patrick Church, AJ Martinez, Daniel Corey, Santiago Salazar, and Riley Hester. And swimming in your championship final, Scott Kessel, Zachary Ellis, Dawson Milligan, Brian Garvey, Dion Chung, Nikita Zuev, Tristan Angelo Rasso, Lucas Braille, Samuel Bundy, and your top seed with a time of 1:54.59 from Bentley University, Daniel Vanchakov. The time is now 10:29. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions to scratch. Attention coaches and swimmers, the results are in for event 45, women's 50-yard breaststroke. Coming in as your second alternate, Lola Morshall, and your first alternate, Abby Lapoma. Swimming in your C final, Amelia Rabe, Ali Giovenco, Haley Tran, Madison Harris, Avery Van Tassel, Charlotte Scott, Samantha Slater, Libby Davidson, Sophia Denaro, and Daisy Sweetman. Swimming in your consolation final, Kobe Wong, Samantha Guadagnino, Veronica Oreski, Melina Whitney, Natalie Norbert, Neve O'Sullivan, Sophie Robinson, Audrey Teo, Samantha Jackson, and Katie Shikowicki. Swimming in your championship final, Aliyah Urita, Becca Kaplan, Emma McCarthy, Camelia De La Rosa, Daniela Palomero, Gwen Mendez, Grace Young, Audrey Cook, Michelle Wessler, and your top time with a time of 30.80, the freshman from Sacred Heart University, Maggie Holland. The time is now officially 10:31. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions to scratch. And finally, event 46, men's 50-yard breaststroke. Results are in. Coming in is your second alternate, Maxwell Cowarden, and your first alternate, Braden Potter. Swimming in your C final, William Horaceberger, Jack Werb, Brandon Medeiros, Theo Bain, Guy Tobe, Jack Bender, Jason Kim, Ryan Anvari, Casey Whitaker, and Jacob Zaweski. Swimming in your consolation final, Ben Treniev, Galen McCunna, Andrew Savage, Samuel White, Nick Hall, Nikki Kaminskas, Emerson Toffel, Thomas Meal, Spencer Studley, and Avi Borjan. And finally, swimming in your championship final, Austin Carducci, Tyson Elliott, Benjamin Lee, Mohamed Isa, Nikita Ostenpenko, Kyle Sundberg, Eric Zhao, Viet An Nugent, Ian Velsig, and your top seed with a time of 26:54, the senior from St. Peter's University, Victor Funes. The time is now officially 10:33. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions to scratch. Just a friendly reminder to any swimmers participating in our 1650. This morning during our prelim session, you are required to supply your own timer as well as your own counter for your individual race. Once again, for any swimmers participating in our 1650 for this morning's prelim session, you are required to supply your own timer as well as your own counter for your individual race. Swimmers, at this time, the competition pool is now officially closed. Please clear the competition pool. Attention coaches and swimmers, results are in for event 41, women's 100-yard IM. So here's your second alternate, Daisy Sweetman, and your first alternate, Michelle Kaminskis. So in your C final, Sarah Griffith, Charlotte Scott, Maddie McClune, Chloe Johnson, Juliana Plachow, Lauren Lord, Alia Urita, Michelle Lee, Sophia De Niro, and Melina Whitney. So in your consolation final, Sophie Robinson, Jada Guo, Samantha Gaganino, Marina Carneva, Ivy Joel, Keely Hardy, Brooke Malvi, Jenna Wild, Audrey Teo, and Cameron Zulani. And finally, swimming in your championship final, Katrina Leary, Audrey Cook, Grace Motzi, Gwen Mendez, Meredith Levicek, Lauren Coing, Daniela Palomero, Kendra Daly, Skylar Lang, and your top seed with a time of 58.99, the sophomore from St. Peter's University, Paige Austin Burrows. The time is now officially 10:35. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions to scratch. At this time, event 42, men's 100-yard IM is officially closed. There are no scratches. We will be resuming this morning's prelim session with event 55, mixed 400-yard freestyle relay. There will be 2 heats.
We are back. Event 55, heat 1 of 2, mixed 4 free relay. I see the comments.
Heat 1.
Patrick Tersch's grandparents checking in from New Jersey, so we appreciate that.
Now swimming in lane 4, Springfield B-Lay. Lane 5, Brandeis D-Lay. Lane 6, Springfield A-Lay. And in lane 7, Springfield C-Lay.
Kelly Jacobs checking in from Iowa, rooting on WPI. I mentioned earlier the graphics that we use is from a company called Streamline Aquatics. Well, the developer and founder of Streamline Aquatics is actually a cancer doctor in Iowa, Dave Lacey, who actually does software development on the side. How about that? A doctor and a software developer. So pretty cool. That's my connection with Iowa, as Brandeis had a great first leg here by Moo. Riley Pasakaran in the water right now. Again, for those unfamiliar, the mixed 4 free relay, every swimmer swims a 100 free. The strategy is, where do you put your male and female swimmers? Some teams like to stack the men at the end. Some teams like to stack them in the beginning. Some teams just go alternating. So there is a bit of a strategy here as far as where you put each of your swimmers. And Selmy in the water for Brandeis right now. They chose to start off with their 2 male swimmers and finish with their 2 female swimmers. We've seen that strategy be successful. We've also seen it not be successful, so we'll see how it goes here. Brandeis continues to have the lead. However, it's being cut into. Springfield College with Emma Savoy in the water. Actually, our top 3 teams all have female swimmers in the water right now. And Selmy will hand it off to Waldron for the final 100. And the lead has been trimmed to 1.69 seconds. So it will be up to Waldron to hold on to that lead for Brandeis. Wade from Springfield College in lane 6 is in hot pursuit. So we'll keep an eye on this as it transpires. But right now it is all Brandeis, 50 to go. Waldron has extended that lead over Wade to over 2.5 seconds. So, I mean, barring some unforeseen circumstances here, I think it's safe to say that Brandeis is going to win this opening heat. And with about 15 yards to go, they look strong in Brandeis. The team of Moo, Pasikaran, and Selmy and Waldron will take it down. 3:39.05.
Unofficially taking heat 1 with a 3:39.05. It's the Brandeis University delay swimming in lane 5. Heat 2.
We're waiting for Tim McDonald here.
Now swimming in lane 1, Brandeis Belay. Lane 2, Brandeis A-Lay. Lane 3, Bentley C-Lay. Lane 4, St. Peter's Belay. Lane 5, Bentley A-Lay. Lane 6, St. Peter's A-Lay. Lane 7, Bentley Belay. Lane 8, St. Peter's C-Lay. Lane 9, St. Peter's D-Lay. And in lane 10, Brandeis C-Lay.
Now, someone a little bit earlier mentioned that I have a great voice for commentary. I tend to disagree. I appreciate your nice comment, but Tim McDonald, our PA announcer, that's the voice. I wish I had that voice. He's got some serious pipes going on. St. Peter's B remains in the lead. They started off with Nunez Barreras. They handed it off to Kaminskis, who's in the water right now. So it looks like St. Peter's is going to alternate male, female, male, female, I think. Nope, I'm wrong. They're going to go female. But it is the St. Peter's A squad that is winning. They started out with Smith, followed up with Thompson. Right now it's Paige Austin Burrows in the water. She'll be followed by Madison Petrizovic, who I'll tell you, what a night last night. Petrizovic wins the 100 and 50 back last night. She had a great performance. That was pretty awesome to see. Austin Burrows still in the water for St. Peter's. They lead the way. St. Peter's C is second in lane 8. So it gets a little crazy during these relays. But lane 8 is in second. Lane 6 is in first. And here's the transition from Austin Burrows. Oh, I think I got the names wrong here because that's not who I thought it was. So I apologize. Maybe the names are wrong in the system, but in any event, it is St. Peter's A. Leading the way here. They're in the middle of the screen, powering from right to left here. As you can see, other teams are just putting their final swimmer in. St. Peter's. Nice camera work there by Scott Tooker. And St. Peter's will indeed finish up as the runaway winner here. 3:23.07.
And unofficially taking heat 2 with a 3:23.07. It's the St. Peter's University A-Lay swimming in lane 6.
So Bentley came from behind in lane 5 to take second. They were in 4th at the 250-yard mark. So nice
Just
swim.
one last reminder to everyone participating in our 1650, you are required to supply your own timer for your own individual race. The next event will be combined heats with event 47 and event 48, women's and men's respective 1650-yard freestyle. We will be beginning with heat 3 of the women's 1650-yard freestyle. Heat 3. Now swimming in lane 1 from Springfield, Allie Burnett. Lane 2 from Bentley, Samantha Jackson. Lane 3 from Sacred Heart, Janie Gerbrot. Lane 4 from Sacred Heart, Laura DeGenero. Lane 5 from Central Connecticut, Hannah Kotkowski. Lane 6 from Central Connecticut, Sophia Pennance. Lane 7 from Sacred Heart, Maeve English. Lane 8 from Bentley, Claudia Walker. Lane 9 from Springfield, Kylie Nordstrom. And in lane 10 from WPI, Julia Gothy.
So we are underway with the first heat of the mile. The top 2 heats are swam tonight at finals. We are going to do our best once the field gets a little spread out, because inevitably with the mile, that's what happens. We will go to a static wide shot, so everyone is able to see all of the swimmers at once. You see right now Maeve English from Sacred Heart not running away, obviously, for a, almost 15 to 20 minute race. You're not going to run away with it in the first 2 minutes, but she's already established a pretty good lead. We can get to some comments here. Olga Villafuente rooting for the Peacocks. And St. Peter's, we've had quite a few St. Peter's viewers chiming in on the live chat. We love that. We appreciate you, and we're happy to have you in Worcester for this amazing Gompei Invitational. Maeve English continuing to lead the way through 200. So for those of you watching the broadcast that may be familiar with New England swimming on the club level, the U.S. Open Championships were this past weekend, so they were Wednesday or Tuesday to Saturday, and there were quite a number of connections to New England. One of them, though, was Alexei Avakov, who swam in New England Swimming for Phoenix. He's a sophomore or maybe a junior at Indiana University, and he won the 100 breast, which is a pretty big deal. He is on the U.S. national team. So that was a connection to New England. What did Jack Kelly? He won, right? Jack Kelly, who is a swimmer at Brown, came in third in the 1 breast, and he won the 2 breast last night. I'm sure there were probably some other New England connections. Tommy Hagar, who also swam for New England Swimming, swims for Alabama, came in 6th in the 100 back. So there were quite a few connections to New England with the U.S. Open Championships. And my daughter just informed me of another one. So Izzy Gilbert, how old is she? Izzy Gilbert, 16 years old. She swims for the YMCA of Greater Nashua Storm. She made the C final last night in the 2 breast. So a lot of New England connections to the U.S. Open Championships. Pretty cool. I don't know if anybody was watching them. So this is our wide shot, and we have to go to this shot because we can't catch all of the lanes without it. Now the swimmers, as you can see, are completely spread out. Everybody's going in almost different directions. We'll keep you informed on our leader. It remains Maeve English in lane 7. So she's going right to left now. She just emerged from under the flags. Maeve English going right to left in lane 7. Sophia Pinsence in lane 6. You can see she's not too far behind her, also going right to left. Those are our 2 leaders. Hannah Krakowski in lane 5 is in 3rd. Excuse me, Hannah Krakowski in lane 5 is in 4th. Samantha Jackson in lane 2 is in 3rd. It is Laura DiGennaro from Sacred Heart in 5th in lane 4. Kylie Nordenstrom from Springfield in lane 9 is 6th. I know. So back in live action here. Maeve English continues to lead the way in lane 7. Samantha Jackson has moved into second in lane 2. So again, if these swimmers were a little closer in lanes, we could do a little zooming in action, but we got lane 7 leading the way, and that's Maeve English from Sacred Heart. She's about to touch the wall. And at the bottom of your screen, we have lane 2. That's Samantha Jackson. Now, don't get confused with the very bottom lanes, because the first 3 lanes of this pool are being used for warm-up. If you can see the barrier going across lane 3, that separates the warm-up from the competition. But again, it's Maeve English leading the way from Sacred Heart in lane number 7. We're at the 1150-yard mark, so 500 yards to go. Maeve English in 7, leading the way. Samantha Jackson in lane 2 from Bentley in second. Laura DeGennaro in lane 4 from Sacred Heart is in third. So those are your top 3 swimmers. And, you know, as it typically gets in the mile, the swimmers get really spread out. And we do always strive, you know, on typical swimming coverage, if you've ever watched the Olympics or any of these big international meets, they don't try and get everybody. It's just they focus on the leaders or the leader, and that's pretty much about it for the most part. You know, we do understand that, hey, there are folks out there that want to see their loved ones, so we do try and get everybody into the mix. .400 yards to go. Maeve English continues to lead the way. In lane 7 from Sacred Heart, Samantha Jackson starting to catch up a bit. English in 7, leading the way. Samantha Jackson in 2. Samantha Jackson starting to make a move here. Nice camera work by our cameraman extraordinaire, Scott Tooker. And look at this. Jackson has cut the lead to under a second with 150 yards to go. You see Samantha Jackson in lane 2. You see Maeve English in lane 7. English is still holding on to that lead in lane 7, but it's very close. Do not be distracted in the middle of your pool. That's Hannah Krakowski in lane 5. She is in 8th place, but right now 7 and 2, those are the lanes. Samantha Jackson has now taken over the lead. So at the 15:50 mark, for the first time this race, Samantha Jackson from Bentley in lane 2 has taken over the lead over Maeve English in lane 7 from Sacred Heart. Jackson should get the bell here. There's the bell, 50 yards to go. Samantha Jackson in lane 2, our leader. Maeve English in lane 7. 25 yards to go. This is about as exciting of a finish as you're going to get in the mile. Will it be Jackson in 2, English in 7, and it will be Jackson in lane 2. 18-17-79. English takes second, 0.8 of a second
Unofficially
off.
taking heat 3 with an 18-17-79 from Bentley University, Samantha Jackson.
Laura DeGennaro takes third in lane 4 from Sacred Heart as the rest of our swimmers leak in there.
Attention coaches and swimmers, at this time, event 43, women's 200-yard butterfly is officially closed. There are no scratches. Event 44, men's 200-yard butterfly is officially closed. There is one scratch. Aiden Domenko, you are now swimming in our consolation final.
Yeah, they're swimming. They're swimming. So we'll give
Event
some
41, women's
bonus coverage here to Julia Gaffey from WPI. She's about to finish up. Nice job by Gaffey.
Michelle Kaminskis, you are now swimming in our C final. Leah Kunis, you are now officially our second alternate.
And that's a wrap on Heat 1. There are your full results as we get ready for Heat number 2,
4.
which is really Heat 4.
Now swimming in lane 1 from Clark University, Michael Valaba. Lane 2 from Clark University, Sam Beer. Lane 3 from Springfield, John Sukes. Lane 4 from Bentley, Scott Kessel. Lane 5 from WPI, Daniel Corey. Lane 6 from WPI, Samuel Witcher. Lane 7 from Bentley, Sawyer Lewandowski. Lane 8 from Clark University, Nick Cordell. Lane 9 from Clark University, Max Klein. And in lane 10 from Clark University, Owen Powers. Attention coaches and swimmers, at this time, event 45, women's 50-yard breaststroke is officially closed. There are no scratches. Additionally, event 46, men's 50-yard breaststroke is officially closed. There are no scratches.
Samuel Witcher from WPI leading the way in lane 6. Daniel Corey, his WPI teammate, in second. Early on here, 100 yards in to the men's first heat of the mile, broadcasted this morning. A reminder, diving is going to start pretty much right after the mile, is what I am told. Not this particular heat. There's 2 more heats after this. So, yeah, diving is typically a moving target in terms of the start time. So we will see. Again, you can catch all of the action on the WPI Athletics YouTube page. But that's what we're going with.
Attention coaches, if you have any remaining time trial entries for this afternoon, it is required that all of those be submitted at the conclusion of this heat of the men's 1650 freestyle. Once again, if you have any remaining time trial entries that you wish to submit, they need to be entered at the announcer's table by the conclusion of this heat of the men's 1650 freestyle. Additionally, we will be going right into our time trial at the conclusion of heat 6 of the women's 1650 yard freestyle.
Samuel Witcher continues to lead the way, almost 4 seconds over his WPI teammate Daniel Corey. Our leaders are in lane 6, 5, 4, and 2. So we're doing this a little different to make sure that we're trying to keep everybody in the mix here. As they get spread out, obviously it becomes very difficult. However, distance is never an easy thing to cover. A lot of the times it comes down to logistics at the pool, where you can put a camera, so on and so forth. Witcher in lane 6 from WPI is leading the way right now. Samuel Witcher is a senior from Portland, Oregon, a mechanical engineering and civil engineering major for WPI. He's looking pretty good here in the pool, too. He's followed by Daniel Corey. Daniel Corey, a junior from Reading, Massachusetts, a mechanical engineering major. Samuel Witcher continues to lead the way in lane 6. Daniel Corey in 5. Scott Kessel in lane 4 is 3rd. And Sam Beer in lane 2 is 4th. So no change here. It has been the same order of swimmers. Let's see how far back we can go since the 100-yard mark. We're currently at the 850. So there has been no change among the top 4 swimmers for 700 yards. And really, if I take a look at the rest of the field as well, there's been no change since the 400-yard mark. So some pretty good consistency here. Witcher, Corey, Kessel, and Beer, your top 4 right now. Witcher in lane 6. He's going from left to right now. White cap, red lettering. He's about to make his turn now. Daniel Corey, 1 row underneath him, 1 lane underneath him in lane 5. Scott Kessel in lane 4. Sam Beer in lane 2. Luigi Dalcham says, great admiration for all the athletes who make sacrifices to study and train every day, and of course for their families who support them. A sport that requires sacrifice, and I could not agree more. Swimming is one of the hardest sports. You have to have an elite level of mental toughness to be a swimmer. When you think about all the time you spend throughout the week basically staring at a black line at the bottom of the pool, being physically exhausted in a sport that will challenge you sometimes more mentally than physically, while keeping up your studies, your social calendar, everything else that you have to do. And yes, I agree. The families and the support system around swimmers, a huge part of that. Very familiar. I have 2 swimmers myself, sophomore in college, 8th grader. My oldest, Addison, who's 19, has been swimming since she's been 8 years old. Avery, my youngest, who's 14, has been swimming since she's been, 4 years old? So we've had the sacrifices. We see the sacrifices. We see the Friday nights that the kids, especially my college daughter and all throughout high school, they want to go out and have fun on Friday night, but Saturday morning, 6 or 7 a.m. practice, you got to be, you got to be ready for that. So there's a lot of sacrifices that come along with swimming, Luigi. So great comment there. And a huge round of applause for all of you swim parents, grandparents, and families, because I don't need to tell you, those 5 a.m. practices, my wife, fortunately, because I am not a great morning person and she is better, my daughter Avery has 5 a.m. practice every Thursday morning. We're lucky that we live about 2 minutes from the pool, but still, that 4:30, 4:40 wake-up call is not easy, especially in the dead of winter when it's pitch black out. So huge round of applause to all the parents and support systems in place. We got 450 yards to go, and folks, there has been no change in the top 4 for 800 yards. Witcher leads the way in lane 6. Corey in lane 5 is second. Kessel in lane 4 is third. Beer in lane 2 is fourth. Witcher continues to look really strong here. And, not to mention for all of your children as they go out into the working world, having college swimming on their resume, not to mention, high school, whatever else swimming, is gigantic. Companies know what it takes mentally to be a swimmer. And that is, those skills typically translate to being successful in the working world when you think about time management, commitment, organization, having individual success while also contributing to a team. Those are all things that are looked at very strongly out in the corporate world. So that will be a feather in all of your kids' caps come time to look for a job upon graduation. Thank you for joining my TED Talk. Sometimes I just try and crack myself up, but it's so tough because I can't see or hear the reactions of the people I'm talking to, so I feel like every joke just falls flat. So it's like what? It's like, basically a comedian performing to an empty arena. But no more. Oh, Machuca checking in. No more Kai West hype train. I must now rally behind Scott Kessel. That must be Andrew Machuca from Bentley. Kai West was a awesome Bentley swimmer. Kai always had the fans in the live chat rooting for him. I wonder what's Kai West doing these days. I believe he graduated last year. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was Kai's teammate, Andrew Machuca, also from Bentley. Checking into the live chat. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, folks, just reading the comments in the live chat. Andrew's all aboard the Scott Kessel hype train. Scott's doing well right now for Bentley in third place in lane 4. So Scott's having himself a good swim. Tammy's checking in from Andrew. Tammy's mom's out there in Arizona keeping track of Scott. He's doing very good right now, currently in third place, 1,500 yards in, but it is Samuel Witcher from WPI in lane 6. He's about to get the bell. Yes, he is. He's about to get the bell here in lane 6, which means 50 yards to go. There it is. So Samuel Witcher, barring some unforeseen circumstances, will be our winner here in this heat of the mile.
And unofficially taking heat 4 of the men's 1652 free with a 17:32.98. It's Samuel Witcher, the senior from WPI.
Witcher takes first, Corey second. Good swimming there. Scott Kessel comes in third for Bentley. Sam Beer comes in fourth. We talked about how there wasn't a lot of lead changes in this race. Sawyer Lasowski from Bentley comes in fifth. Nick Cordell from Clark comes in sixth. John Zooks in lane 3 will be the next to finish from Springfield. Max Klein Michael Villalba in lane 1 will be the next to finish from Clark. And then Owen Powers has another 50 to go. But next to finish will be Michael Villalba from Clark. In lane 1, he goes to 20:22.45. And here we go, some bonus coverage courtesy of Scott Tooker for Owen Powers from Clark in lane 10 at the top of your screen. He gets the ISO camera for his final 25, and it will be Owen Powers wrapping it up. Nice job by Powers in lane 10 from Clark.
Heat 5.
Our second to last heat is forthcoming.
now swimming. In lane 2, Karashwaki. Lane 3, Haley Zazotarski. Lane 4, Sofia Matera. Lane 5, Alicia Shadalov. Lane 6, Paige Levine. Lane 7, Reagan Sampson. Lane 8, Erin Knight. And in lane 9, Sasha Tizer.
So I'd be remiss if I didn't say a couple words about this, since we do have a large Bentley contingent on. Of course, their new head coach, aquatics director and head swim and diving coach, Kevin Walsh. However, she got a amazing tribute last year. Mary Kay Samko. This is the first Gompei without Mary Kay on the sidelines for Bentley. She retired last year. I believe she was the swim coach and aquatics director at Bentley for 29 years. So that is absolutely amazing. Maybe it might have been 30 years. I mean, her highlights are, I'd need to scroll down the webpage a mile. She started her coaching career at Tufts, moved on to Southern Connecticut, then she moved on to the University of the South in Sewanee, Tennessee, before in 1996 joining Bentley, where she remained until the 2024-25 season. So a remarkable career for Coach Mary Kay Samko. They did a great tribute for her here last year. It was pretty awesome. I didn't know Coach Samko very well, but we did every year talk when I would be down on deck here at the Gompei, and also as I broadcast the Northeast 10. So it was always nice to see her. She always had a smile on her face. I hope she's enjoying life somewhere, kicking back with her feet up. Maybe she's even listening to this broadcast. She's such a swim diehard. She probably is watching and checking in on her former swimmers. So Coach Mary Kay, if you're listening in and watching, we wish you the best. We hope you're doing well and enjoying your retirement after one hell of a career at Bentley. Getting back to the pool. Wow, look at this. Kara Schwacke from Bentley leading the way. And Andrew, I'm with you. The legacy that Coach Mary Kay left behind. Wow, it runs deep. It runs deep. Schwacke leading the way in lane 2. Alicia Shadalov from Bentley as well in second place in lane 5. Paige Levine in third place from Springfield in lane 6. So Andrew, if you are going to be coming to Northeast 10s here at WPI, I'd love to get you on the broadcast, even if it's, just a quick little, interview, a little commentary. So open invitation to you. If you're interested, reach out to me. You can reach out to me at info@abrewmediaproductions.com. We're on Facebook, Abrew Media Productions. You can send me a message there, email, whatever. But we'd love to have you on the broadcast. Just give me a heads up if that's something you're interested in. Schwacke and Shadalov, 2 and 3 right now, but it is Kara Schwacke, I messed that up. Schwacke and Shadalov 1 and 2. Schwacke in lane 2, Shadalov in lane 5. Those are your top 2 swimmers right now, approaching the 450-yard mark. Shadalov in lane 5, going from right to left with the Bentley black cap, white letters, just made her turn right there. Actually, Shadalov, Schwacky in lane 2 for Bentley just has a regular nondescript black cap on. So maybe she lost, maybe she was double capped and she lost her Bentley cap. I don't see it in the pool on the ground. Maybe she just wanted to go discreet here. But Schwacky leads the way in lane 2, excuse me. Alicia Shadalov in lane 5, 3.5 seconds behind. Kara Schwacky remains our leader by a little over 3.5 seconds in lane 5. Over lane 5, Shadalov from Bentley. So Bentley 1 and 2 right now. All right, got the message, Andrew. Just check in with me. We'd love to have you on. And again, nothing major. Maybe have you come on during one of the prelim sessions in the morning. Talk a little bit about, your swimming career at Bentley. Some words from Mary Kay, something like that. So, yep, happy to have you on. Just reach out as we get closer. Kara Schwacky continues to lead the way in lane 2. Big NFL Sunday today. Now, you may say, a big NFL Sunday. Well, the Patriots are on a bye for you New England fans, which I am. I know there's people from all around the country here, but big game with the Bills and the Bengals today. Bengals with Joe Burrow back, looking to catch a little bit of fire. Bills scuffling this year. You got the Chiefs and the Texans in action today. Pretty big game with pretty big playoff implications. I almost forgot that this was an NFL Sunday. You kind of lose track of time when you're at a 4-day meet. Bears, Packers also lace it up tight. Bears, I don't know how they're doing it. Caleb Williams, a 58% completion percentage this year. Meanwhile, the Bears are sitting atop the NFC. What are they, the Central or the North? North, NFC North. Schwacky remains the leader. Shadalov in second. Matera in lane 4 in third. And Paige Levine in lane 6 in fourth. Those are your top 4 swimmers. We're more than halfway through. We have one more heat at the conclusion of this heat, I believe. Schwacke maintaining splits, 34 high, 35 low. She's key. You know, the remarkable thing about this race right now is that Schwacke has been consistent holding that lead anywhere from 3.4 to 3.7 or 8 seconds over Shadalov for the last 400, 500 yards or so. .76 seconds is the margin of lead for Kara Schwacke from Bentley in lane 2 over her teammate Alicia Shadalov in lane 5. The lead remains, or it's been cut a little bit now, down to 3.3. So keep an eye on that with still 650 yards left. Alicia Shadalov, as you can see in the shot here, in lane 5, she is cut into that lead. So Shadalov in lane 5, Schwacke in lane 2. Schwacke is our leader. The deficit has now been cut to 1.8 seconds. So Shadalov making her move here in lane 5. She started to pick up the pace, pick up her kicking as well, and I think we're going to be under a second here. Just over a second, actually, 1.11 seconds. So we'll see right here, big point in the race for Kara Schwacke. She's breathing consistently to her right. So when she goes from right to left, like she's going here, if she has the wherewithal to know that she is the leader, she can see Shadalov every time she breathes. Shadalov also breathing to her right. So I'm not sure if she knows. Actually, she's breathing to her left when she goes from right to left. As she goes. She took a quick peek to the right there. And I think you're going to see a new leader emerge here at the 1,200 yard mark. And yes, indeed, we have a new leader. It is Alicia Shadalov from Bentley in lane 5. She's now established a little over a 1 second lead on her teammate Kara Schwacke in lane 2. Shadalov remains the leader. Shadalov remains the leader. She's widened that lead to over 2 seconds. So what a turn of events and what a back half swim here for Alicia Shadalov from Bentley. Firmly sitting in second place for the first 1,150 yards. She has surged into the lead here in lane 5, and at last check had a 5-second lead over the previous leader, Kara Schwacke. .150 yards to go for Alicia Shadalov from Bentley. Firmly in control now. There is the bell for Shadalov. Firmly in control, she will be your heat winner, barring some unforeseen circumstances here. Shadalov will get it done. Some good camera work there by Scott Tooker, getting an up-close and personal view of Alicia Shadalov, our heat winner, 18:49.
Taking heat 3 with an 18:49.46 from Bentley University. It's Alicia Shadalov.
Schwacke takes second with a 19:01.19. The next swimmer to finish is Paige Levine taking third. Matera takes fourth. Haley Zesitarski from St. Peter's will finish up here in lane 3. She'll be followed by Sasha Sizer in lane 9 right there. Next to finish will be Reagan Sampson in lane 7. Here comes Reagan, right above the lane that Paige Levine is in. Next to finish and last to finish will be lane number 8. So some bonus ISO coverage for Erin Knight of Merrimack College. Erin will finish up. And that's a wrap. There's our full results. It'll bring us to our final race of the morning.
Heat 6. Now swimming in a combined heat with 1,000 time trial, as well as our women's 1650 free. In lane 2, Caroline Cloxton's time trialing our 1,000 free. And for our women's 1650 freestyle, in lane 4, Momo Sutton. Lane 5, Rachel Thillo. And in lane 6, Sarah Tarnelli.
So if you want some inspiration in watching this heat, you can look none further than Momo Sutton from Clark in lane 4. She is a Paralympic swimmer and has swam in the Paralympic trials. Really inspirational performances from Momo here so far this weekend. She's swimming in lane 4 from Clark. We did hear that Caroline Cloxton is the swimmer in lane 2, doing a 1,000 time trial. So while not officially part of this event, she's just time trialing at the same time. Momo Sutton in lane 4, Rachel Thillo in lane 5, Sarah Taranelli in lane 6. Once again, we will be back for finals tonight at 5:30. Scheduled to end tonight around 7:35. So a little earlier than previous nights. Again, this Gompei Invitational is scored on a combined men's and women's basis. Right now, it's all WPI leading the way. They've had themselves a tremendous meet. I feel like I just saw a flash. You saw it too? Definitely not supposed to be any flash photography in the pool, but I don't know where that flash came from. Oh, I see. I see. So it is a Merrimack swimmer sitting on her team bench taking some pictures. I don't think it really, I mean, flash photography is prohibited in the pool area, but I don't think it's going to, at this point, without a race starting, I don't think it's going to impact anything. Rachel Thillo leading the way from Bentley in lane 5. Sarah Taranelli in second. Momo Sutton in third. Emily Andriasio says, "Go Momo," cheering you on from Florida. Momo's got a fan club here all over the place, all over the country, as she should. Doing an amazing job here in the water. At this 2025 Gompei Invitational. Tilo still your leader in lane 5. She's followed by Sarah Taranelli in lane 6, Momo Sutton in lane 4. Rachel Tilo from Bentley continues to lead the way in lane 5. Followed by Taranelli and Sutton. 850 yards in. Rachel Tilo from Bentley remains our leader in lane 5. She's followed by Sarah Taranelli in lane 6 from Clark. Momo Sutton in lane 4 from Clark in 3rd. Avery, what do you want to do for lunch? What are you thinking? 6, 7? 6, 7? A 1,000 yards in, just about, for Rachel Tilo. So 6:50 to go. Tilo continues to lead Sarah Taranelli in lane 6. Tilo, the leader in lane 5. Sarah Taranelli to follow. Less than 300 yards remain for Rachel Tilo. Just over 200 yards remain for Rachel Tilo here from Bentley. Taranelli in second, Sutton in third. Tilo in lane 5, Taranelli in 6, Momo Sutton in lane 4. There's the bell for Rachel Tilo. So Rachel Tilo.
And unofficially taking heat 6 of your women's 1650-yard freestyle with a 1944-24, Rachel Tilo from Bentley University swimming in lane 5.
Sarah Taranelli will be the next one to finish. She's in the middle of your screen with the red cap. This will be her final lap. Here comes Sarah Taranelli in lane 6 to finish up. (21:02.67), and now we will follow Momo Sutton for her finish. She has 150 yards to go. Again, what an inspirational story. Momo Sutton, an amputee, has competed in the Paralympic trials. And I think the biggest compliment I can give to Momo, obviously she's so inspirational and wow, how amazing, is that I've seen her swim for the first 2 days, and until this race, I did not even realize that she was an amputee. Didn't even realize it. Saw her swimming in other races, and she's done an amazing job. So, wow, what a story, what courage. This girl's gonna go very, very far in life. She's got a little over 50 yards to go. And again, it's just amazing. Like, she as an amputee can beat many able-bodied folks easily. It's just amazing. So good for her. Momo Sutton, she'll make her final turn and finish up here. Amazing job. When she finishes, we'll zoom in on her for a little bit. Yeah. 23:01:23 for Sutton. We'll get rid of the results there. There's a little bonus coverage on Momo Sutton. What an amazing job she has done.
And that concludes our women's 1650
nice
yard
job,
freestyle.
Momo.
Up next, we'll be going right into our time trial event.
So
with
that
our women's 200 yard backstroke.
So that will be a wrap on our swimming coverage for the morning. Again, diving will be back at 1 o'clock. Swimming finals, 5:30. For the last time, on behalf of Scott Tooker on camera, Avery Abreu on production, I'm Jeremy Abreu. We will see you back with commentary for swim finals, but we'll be back for diving at 1 o'clock. Thank you very much. We'll see you then. In any event, you go eat.
officially concludes our morning's prelim session. At this time, the competition pool is now open for warm-up warm-down.